What's your last name, Pam?
Hirschhorn. But Pam is fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Nobody knows my last name.
All right.
You all know my website, northeastwheelsevents.com, though. This is Perry. We're sitting at the opening night at the AACA Museum in Hershey, Pennsylvania. We had a great panel discussion, but we're checking out some of the very special Mustangs we have here. Perry has a very unique Mustang. Can you tell us about this?
Certainly, Pam. This Ford Mustang.
I'm coming in close so it's easy to hear on the phone.
This Ford Mustang.
Oh, don't worry about it. Stay there.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Again?
Go ahead. Don't worry about it.
This Ford Mustang was custom built for Henry Ford II to his order.
Uh-huh.
The car was pulled off the assembly line and brought to the design center where they installed a custom leather interior. They painted it this special color, which is a 1939 Lincoln Continental color. It's called Stanhope Green. Henry Ford liked power, so this car's got a 289 4-barrel, 4-speed. It's got every option that was available for '64. Now, this is where it gets interesting. The interior is all leather, and it's got prototype parts in it, die-cast pieces that were custom made for this car.
Can you show us a couple of those?
Sure. The door panels have
Let me pull that out of the way.
die-cast inserts. These are die-cast chrome.
Wow.
This car was brought to my restoration shop on Long Island, and the
Which
fellow,
restoration shop?
well, it was called Perry's Pony Express.
Okay.
And the fellow that owned this car was going to do a resto mod. He was going to put a 351
no.
Windsor in it, a 5-speed, a blue and white pony interior. And I looked the car over after about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. I looked at these door panels, and I looked at the door data plate tag that shows the car to be a home office special order. 842510 is the special order for this car, which is the third special order for '64 for the Mustangs. Mm-hmm. And it's the third and last special order. Well, I told him that he couldn't continue with his resto mod.
Good.
And he was disappointed.
Uh-huh.
And he said, if I can't resto mod it, I'll sell it. So it took about a year of negotiating, and he sold it to me. I gave him what he wanted.
Good.
And from that point on, I've done some things to it. We were able to get this car prepped and into the... they used this car to introduce the '05 Mustang. Diane Sawyer, Good Morning America. First time Ford introduced the '05 Mustang was with this car right next to it. 2 prototypes, because that was also a prototype. And we did this car in 6 days. 6 days.
6 days.
6 days. It was just like the shows they have on TV today.
Yeah.
This was 15 years ago.
Jeez.
Pizzas were brought in. We weren't allowed to leave. I made the guys stay. I even enticed them to have a beer or two, have some sleep in the office, but keep working. Don't leave. And I had I had 5 buddies actually that really helped me out. And we were able to do a new top on it. The interior is completely original, except for the back seat. The original front carpeting, original. The console is original. The console is covered in leather. The kick panels are covered in leather.
Uh-huh.
The seats are leather. The door panels are leather. The armrest pads. Henry Ford II. If you're going to do a custom car for him, like the design center would do,
Right.
it had to be leather,
Wow.
and that was his thing.
Let's see if I get this
So this
right
car
now.
was actually built to the order of Henry Ford II, and he actually gave it to a family friend as a gift, a very prominent person in New York State. Mm-hmm. And, well,
Here it
the
is.
car survived. It didn't get resto modded.
That is great.
So and it's been my it's been my mission to determine the Ford history on this.
Uh-huh.
I've actually interviewed approximately 75 Ford engineers, retired design folks. Art Hyde, I've spoken with him. John Thor is a friend of mine. And Gail Halderman authenticated this car about 6 months ago.
Well, if Gail blesses it,
Oh, Gail said this was built in my design center while I was, managing it, and he gave me a letter stating as much. So it's really quite neat. I'm still doing a little more history on it.
uh-huh. I find the 289, though, very, very interesting because, of course, the 260 was the original motor. 289 was not
The
on.
289 low compression 4-barrel was available.
Okay.
And It was actually the hot engine in '64, and until the Hypo became available, which was later in June.
Gotcha.
I believe it was in June. Yeah. So This is
Okay.
a May car. I think the Hypo came out in July actually. But this car is the styling exercise. It was a styling exercise at the Ford Design Center, and the prototype parts make this. It's a standard interior design. Prototype this styling exercise is really what it was. To determine the feasibility of a leather interior in standard trim.
Right.
So this is the only one that they built,
Jeez, this is amazing.
and the color, as you can see, is quite unique.
Yes. You see how this green, even in this light, is like so remarkable. Just want to zoom in. Oh, look at that.
The engine compartment is all original.
Wow.
Air conditioning, power steering. It's got a remote power steering pump reservoir.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, that was gleaned from the Thunderbird.
Uh-huh.
Custom set of pulleys.
Wow.
We took this front end off the car, and we took the engine apart somewhat. The valve covers we took off. Every bolt that we took off, we marked the exact location that it came out of,
Right.
and we put the same bolt back in the same hole that Ford had put it in the first place.
Oh, that's
So
perfect.
all of these bolts are exactly where they were put in from Ford, but we cleaned them and detailed them, and they still look very nice as far as the original phosphate coating.
Yes, they do.
Kerosene and a light wire wheel. Brought them back to life.
Wow.
So it's not a 100-point restoration. This is more of a survivor.
Uh-huh.
A maintained survivor is really what it is, with a new coat of paint.
Jeez. That is something
That's the
else.
car.
Wow.
I'll close the hood.
That is beautiful. Absolutely. What a story. What a story. When was this delivered? Was it delivered before
May 25th.
production? May 25th.
May 25th, yep. It's actually coming up on her birthday.
Happy
Just a few
birthday.
days.
Oh, that's great.
Its 50th birthday was held in the Ford Research and Innovation Building. It was in the lobby there for 4 weeks for the month of May. It went from, in April of 2014 for the 50th anniversary, this car graced Ford World Headquarters lobby. And it represented the 65 Ford Mustang convertible for Ford Motor Company for the 50th
That is
anniversary.
great. That is great.
Well, Henry Ford, he had the thing built, so it's a family icon.
That truly is. Oh, this is fantastic. I have to thank you very much for the special tour. This is great.
You're welcome, Pam.
This is Pam from
It's great to be
Northeast.
here.
Oh, thank you. This is Pam from NortheastWheelsEvents.com at the 2018 unveiling of the newest exhibit. This will be here for about 6 months, was it?
Until October, yes.
October. So make sure you get here to the AACA Museum in Hershey, Pennsylvania. In the meantime, check out NortheastWheelsEvents.com, SoutheastWheelsEvents.com, UKWheelsEvents.com, and while you're there, be sure you post and share your events. I'll see you at the shows.